to
It's a little,
hearing the amount and proving the amount, yeah.
Yeah, well, but you know, I'd obviously go with the lowest bid I could get my hands on.
do you think
I want to get it done.
you could get an RFP out there and
Well,
have bids a little less
hearing
in 2 weeks?
The amount.
So we
and
could
proving
approve.
the amount, yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, but you know,
Before we go
Nobody
to-
from the board is saying no.
My concern would be to do that, we have to decide where it's gonna be. That's part of the whole conversation about the meeting.
Bids a little less
Hearing
in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
the
right.
amount.
So we could
there's
approve.
really only one place to make, so. Right one side the other.
Where it's been.
Why?
Right then.
Well, I know where it's been, but why could it not be elsewhere?
Because the oven figures into that often, use the rake. It's a whole lot easier for the rink maker to get water there out of the street. Rather than at the other end. Right, like that, and also it's about the level as part of it's, you know, I shot grades all over the field. And that's the place that needs the least. Level, and there's nothing underneath it. I mean, you know,
That's important.
no water or sobering in that. It's the ideal place for it,
Okay.
and also parking is right there at the street.
Would you be digging down one end or bringing fill in for the other?
I don't know,
That-
so one
that would
contractor I
change
talked to
things.
just want to grind up, you know, you use what's there and level it. Take from the high, put to the low, and then blend it into the field. Another one said he wants to bring in dirt. To, you know, the level what's there. They're both valid. Considerations. My money is, for my purposes, it's really original money.
It's probably not much dirt, but bringing in fill in the floodplain is not
Right.
the best thing in the world.
Not the best thing. I mean, if we can use what's there for everything we do,
Yeah, that would
I
seem
mean,
like
that's ideal.
ideal, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Guess
well,
the general question is, are we open to having that work done, or should we wait until after the meeting, understanding it may be too late for this year?
Very open. Be great if we had it for this year.
Yeah, I'm open to it. Like, I think any planning that happens with the Legion Field efforts wouldn't hurt to have a level surface anyway. So I don't see the harm in having it leveled. No.
And you expect it'll essentially be level with the rest of the field anyway. I mean, be graded back to,
I presume so.
it's not like it's way out of level most of it.
No. From one corner to the other in a space that's roughly 100 feet by 50 feet. It's out, you know, 5 inches or something.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, it's just that it doesn't work for water.
We're gonna do it.
I guess get an RFP together. Get some bids in front of us by next meeting. Any other public comment?
Oh.
Would that fall under other? Would that fall under other?
Well, I'm talking about Legion Field, we're still working on so, anyway, my role in this whole thing, now I volunteered to run Tuesday Night Live, and that's what I do. I did not volunteer to be the general manager and the designer and John Captain, if you will, on the Legion Field project for free. And so I guess what I need to do is bring you guys a proposal. To be paid out of the grant, not out of taxpayer money for my time and expenses.
Or
And if you're good-
going forward.
For managing the Legion Field project,
Going forward.
yeah.
Du Bois and King is managing the planning, right? The meetings, facilitating.
Right.
Now we could go out to anybody,
What's that?
or we could go to anybody for completion of the project, right?
As far as I'm concerned, you can. If it's not me, fine. It's up to you.
I would suggest waiting until after the meeting so that there's some sort of a plan And then you can see what's involved and anybody else, we'd have to put out an RFP. Yes,
Yeah,
We're talking about future work, not previous work.
right.
yeah. if
Okay.
you're Executing whatever we come up with.
Bandstands removed. Not where it's going, but it's out of the way.
Mhm.
We really can't use it where it is for next summer's Tuesday Night Live. It's really in the wrong place. And it could well be that if the field's all chopped up and then it'd be able to use that for Tuesday Night Live. I was at Woodstock. I don't like mud.
Something to also consider, sorry, going back to like the leveling of the field. I don't know what the construction is gonna entail. Do we know if they're gonna be like taking big machines onto the field and ruining what's been just leveled? Or is that not a big deal since it'll be after the ice rink season?
Huh?
Like, since they're gonna be doing construction on the addition part,
Mhm.
I assume that they might be taking big machines onto the field part and ruining what has just been leveled. You don't think so?
No.
Okay,
That's not within the scope of
They'll,
this. project.
they'll be within the construction.
they'll just come from the
Applications.
side, the street side, not the
Yeah.
other side. Okay. Just calling that out.
No, that won't. We will probably be digging some trenches. And they've got to be filled and grassed and, and all like that, and by the first week in July. Have enough turf on them. So that the, it'll support. 500 people sitting around the blankets.
Trenches to do with the library or trenches to do with?
Don't know what the bandstand. You gotta get electricity. for the
Yeah.
bandstand
I thought we were talking about, okay.
Now, it may be that we can get some electricity for the bandstand from the library. There's a 15 kV bulb that's being built at the back of a new building. As I understand it. And, and so, we might well be able to patch our 100 amps out of that. Which would fit.
Hmm.
But we don't know that.
And construction for the library addition is gonna go into the summer. Do you see that affecting Tuesday Night Live at all?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but we gotta have power there. Lighting. And the
Mhm.
bandstand that's in place.
Mhm.
And I am concerned about that not happening,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't have any other place to put TNL, we're not going back out onto the field out there. That was a horror from our perspective. Beautiful place to do it, but. Yeah, there are so many reasons why that didn't work. And apart from going up to some farmer's field somewhere or like that, all that still gets in providing a stage. With power, portable power and all that kind of thing, and it gets very expensive, very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're still gonna be doing this without public money. We have to pay attention to that.
We will have some good, I don't know, I don't think we'll be given a schedule on like when FEMA buyout properties will be torn down, but if there are some, maybe that would open up some space for TNL. I don't know. That's a big what if, but
Possibilities, though.
yeah.
Well, it's a possibility, remember when the market gets demolished. Then that'll open up, 3/4 of an acre or something like that,
Hmm.
which is nice and all, but it's the cobwebs right there.
Yeah.
And we have done that before.
Hmm.
Early to TNL will have, was right on Route 15. And it's sucked,
Hmm.
so. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Those were
Howard.
great at the old Ben and Jerry's.
Huh?
Those were great at the old Ben and Jerry's.
Couldn't really hear the guitar players. but-
Well, no, it was still fun.
Right, as a kid, I went down and I got ice cream. I thought it was pretty cool, but somebody else's perspective is it sucked.
Wait, you were a kid then?
Yeah, I was. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Well, as a parent, we were grabbing kids as they were running, kicking the ball around and running out on the 15th. That didn't work out all that well. All right.
Not great.
I'm done with you.
Thank you. Further public comment?
Thanks. Thanks, Howard.
Hearing none, select board updates, issues, concerns, reasons for celebration.
I think there's a lot to celebrate from the low lecture hall vote. I know we're gonna talk about that later, but just wanted to call out that we had a really great turnout and some really good discussion on whether it was a viable option, and I was glad to hear the will of the voters, and yeah, I think it was great.
Certainly, any others?
Was a great turnout, that's for sure.
Next up, we have the consent agenda. For the public's information, the consent agenda is approval of October 6th, 20th, and 24th meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion is this and a second. Are there any further discussions?
Is this a better way to do it than we're gonna remove the town highway thing before, which was not in the minutes? Or do that later as a separate item?
Separate item. That's item 17.
Yeah.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
One thing on the minutes, I know we're not
The ayes have it.
approving. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
One thing about the minutes, I know we're not approving the 28th minutes, but I think there might have been an error with the tally. At the end, when it says the motion was passed 99-34 with a total of 135 people voting.
Yeah, that, I'm pretty sure that is what David said, and I assumed it was just because there were, some ballots that were spoiled. Or they
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
tell how people missed vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
David said he didn't vote.
Yeah, he didn't
Not
vote.
everybody there. voted.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, makes sense.
135 people were in attendance or checked in.
Yeah.
All right. Makes sense.
Oh, I
As
think
long
I
as
should,
there was more people on the checklist than we got ballots for, everything's fine.
Okay.
It's a good checks and
Better that way than
balances
the other
right
way.
there.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Peter?
I neglected to vote on the minutes and I was a yes.
Perfect. You didn't say nay, so.
I didn't say nay.
Rosemary, the floor is yours.
Liquor and tobacco licenses. A liquor and tobacco for Stewart's Shop, which is the former Jollies. And a liquor license for Sudoku Operations is College. And a third class license for Marcellus sells salsa. And we could do those every 6 months, so she does it every 6 months for the year.
I should know this, but can you explain the difference between first, second, and third classes?
First class is so you can serve alcohol.
Okay.
Third class is hard liquor. And the second class is what you can go buy at the store.
Okay.
Is this the frequency that these come? Is that like a state thing?
It used to be due May 1st of every year,
Mhm.
but now it's 12 months from the last time you purchased one.
Okay. Mhm.
And a former board, this is a different board, gave Rosemary approval to renew any renewals that there weren't any pending issues with, but
Mhm.
this is a new board. We haven't given that authority, but does the board have any issues with it?
No.
Somebody wanna motion to approve tobacco and liquor license renewals as presented?
So moved.
So seconded.
Motion a second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next up, Rosemary.
I think the current year budget status report. And date, we are spent.
We're not getting anything more from revenue of law enforcement, right?
Oh, we get little checks every month. We're at 30.6% spent budget. But we have received our large yearly payment from the state for law enforcement. And today it's not on here, but today we received the A&R pilot, which was a little over 25,000.
Received the actual pilot.
Yes, 138.
That's awesome. Came in above budget. Granted, we're not quite halfway through the year, right?
No, 4 months.
Yeah.
So far, looking pretty good. Recording fees, so we're starting to get more recordings, so that's good.
What's it mean when it's like over a percentage?
What's that?
What's it mean when it's like over a percentage?
What do you mean? It's budget and actual. So like the pilot payment, we budgeted, this is what was in our budget, we budgeted $421,000 of income.
Yeah.
They wrote us a check for $438,000 income, so we received 104%
Oh.
of budget. It's just budget versus actual.
Okay.
Anything that's a third, I guess we're technically on track for.
Mm.
Still nothing in here of concern for you.
Not yet, no.
It sounds promising.
It's a mud season. Mud season can change the budget.
Okay.
You want to discuss the CTO?
Yep. It's next on your list. You want me to present it? Do you want to present it?
You can present it.
If I mess it up, you'll correct me, right? So we changed the pay week for our employees. And there's a request from the employees to be able to use CTO to round out their short week. I'm not going to give perfect examples, but you know, our pay week ended on a
Ended on a third.
Thursday,
Ended on a Wednesday,
on a Wednesday, and now it's ending on a
Sunday.
Sunday. So they'd be short those 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I guess the request is, can they use 24 hours of CTO time to make that check whole? That also help us purchase back some CTO time that our employees have, if they elect to do it. It would be optional for employees for the board's wishes. Did I explain that well enough?
They're just gonna be getting paid for 3 extra days.
But we'll be purchasing that
Yeah.
out of their CTO allotment. Right? They'd be using 3 days of CTO.
And if employees don't have that much PTO,
I think we're
you're agree with that?
pretty generous with our CTO policy.
They don't have it, they don't.
If they don't have it, that's because they used it. What are the board's thoughts on
This request come from employees.
an employee? Yes,
Okay.
but the topic would be for all employees to be allowed to do it.
As long as it's optional, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're gonna figure for all the employees did it be over $5,000.
Yeah,
Okay. Mhm.
just changed our budget rules.
Yeah.
Do you want a motion? General consensus? Okay. Want me to craft this one? Somebody got an idea for the wording? Motion to allow employees to use CTO time not to exceed 24 hours to make up for the short pay period?
So moved.
Seconded.
Is that good enough? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the ayes have it. Anything more in your report, Rosemary?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Jason's not here with us today, but the wreaths at the Powerhouse Bridge are under his report. Adrian, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, just last year, the beautification committee bought 2 wreaths to go at either end of the Powerhouse Bridge. I see that there's electrical there. I don't know the status of it, so I'm hoping that Jason will be able to plug those in. And if an extension cord needs to be purchased or anything small, beautification committee can pay for that. Yeah, I guess I'm looking for approval from the select board for Jason's time to put into that, especially if he's using any equipment for repairs on either of the bridges, like a lift, to be able to put those up. Yeah.
So you're gonna put it on either end above where you drive in.
Mm-hmm. They're in the lobby.
In Tom's notes,
Yeah.
he asked, would it be worth cutting doors in the siding?
Yeah, he's talking about Scribner Bridge because they're putting up new panels there. And I know people have requested cutting windows in. I don't know about doors, but
Okay, we're talking about Scribner, not Powerhouse.
yeah.
Got it. All right.
But it's related because if they get a lift for Scribner Bridge, they can go over to Powerhouse Bridge and use the lift the same day, I guess.
I follow.
I don't know if there's gonna be enough time
Yeah.
in the highway guys' schedule this year to do Scribner Bridge before winter. So if they don't get a lift,
Do you need a lift to put that up?
I don't know.
probably with 3 guys and shut the road down. I'm not an expert. Did the village do the power before? Probably. I can't quite remember. I'm fine with it being a project so long as the highway can fit it into their schedule, understanding winter's coming and there's projects that need to be done.
Mhm.
When do you want them to put up?
Maybe like in,
Day after Thanksgiving?
sure, day after Thanksgiving.
It's a paid holiday, Paul. So who's gonna let Jason know? What's the board wanna do? I gave my opinion, everybody kind of nodded their heads, but my opinion is not the opinion of the board.
This makes sense to go to the crew first,
Mhm.
if you have the time.
If they don't figure something else out,
Mm-hmm.
But Paul will do it if we can't get the crew right.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, it's bow hunting season, if we got a bow hunter out there, real good shot, made a little zip line, do something.
I'll hold the ladder for you, Paul.
So we can check
Right.
with highway, see if they can get it done.
Okay.
All right. Jesse, you might as well get up in the front seat.
Except there is no front seat.
No, you can get it.
Jasmine, your co-chair. Wait, I can push
Yeah,
that.
but
Bring it up to the mic.
yeah,
Yep.
he was hiding behind you. I didn't want him to shadow you out.
Yeah. You can stand there and tower over Jesse, that's okay.
Look down on Jesse.
So there's a formal request to A, form a committee and B, disband a committee, basically, but not disbanding, but
Sounds harsh.
Reorganize.
reorganize out and in somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and would you like to present to the public a little bit about this? The high level?
Sure. So the task force that we're trying to turn into a committee is the Food Access and Awareness Task Force. The committee that we're trying to dissolve and put under the umbrella of the new committee is the Oven Committee. We are realizing that there's just a lot of interconnectedness and overlap, and we're both kind of trying to do the same thing, so why not be in fluid communication and support with each other and be one group. We also have been doing community meals. We've done 2 now. We're doing the 3rd one this month. And for the meals, we were wanting to apply for grants, which we quickly realized that being a committee would make it easier to do so. Even though Rosemary, thank you for holding funds for us. I just think that this is at the Reimagine process, there was a lot of interest, and this is a big need, and there are ways that the need is being met through the food shelf, through, you know, through the oven. But I think that we could kind of operate in a way where we are continuously looking at gaps or ways to kind of bridge. Yeah, I'm doing this with my hand on camera.
I don't know what to do with
Like,
it.
Yeah, good.
You're building bridges.
Bridges.
For those watching, we're not underwater. Um, so the request is to form a Johnson Eats committee and
Yeah.
dissolve the bread oven committee
Yep,
specifically.
Find the funds.
and to combine the funds, yeah, which our treasurer, if this is approved, our treasurer would be Charlotte Rosekrans, who's our treasurer right now for the oven. So she knows, she's got her finger on the pulse with where we're at, so she'll just kind of keep track within her own records of and can work with Rosemary moving forward.
And those are kind of independent or committee use records, right? All the funding still goes through the town. You guys just have somebody that
Funding.
knows
Yep.
where you are.
Yep, and we don't receive funding from the town.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you for that, by the way. Is that in the mission statement for the
It is.
committee?
Apparently,
One of the very few.
pretty big. But I mean, the monetary concern and the ability to run events consistently was one of the main reasons we thought a committee would be appropriate. I mean, we've already identified a potential grant that could give us $20,000. So there's a lot more potential.
Yeah.
If we brought in our focus, we have a mission and a vision statement and all that stuff. I think we have a really good group that we formed. A lot have proven themselves to really get stuff done. So I think we can make a lot of progress.
You guys are already used to the meeting minutes requirements and all of
People ran away.
that.
I it'd be cool if Donna could.
For real names.
Since we don't have a budget line, since the town isn't giving us any sort of allocated money, it would be really great to have a minute taker at our meetings, which will be monthly.
Mhm.
That is my ask, because that filling that I think that it's imperative that, because this is a new committee, there's a lot of excitement around it, but it's also, I think that it's important to have thorough notes from the get-go, and I think that Donna does a really good job, or someone else, but that would be my ask.
Do you have availability? This first
Done
question.
for you guys.
3rd Thursday of the month at 6.
Yeah, I probably could do that. There's another board that I work for on Thursdays, but they record their meetings, and so I probably could just finish the recording. How long do your meetings usually last?
An hour and a half.
That's not too bad. I could at least try it and see how it goes, see how much work it is.
Cool.
Also, if it's easier for you, we could record as well. Just to try it, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Since that sounds like it would be easier for you.
Maybe, I guess it depends how good the recordings are,
Good point.
so, you know, the other meeting, I usually just go by Zoom and you have good quality recordings, so it's probably not an issue, but. I don't know, we could talk about it.
Okay.
And you guys could always meet here and use this setup too. I know you meet at the library, right?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
In the general interest of fairness, I mean, we do have quite a few committees that don't have a minute taker and do their own. But I
Well,
hear
speaking
the request.
as the chair of the beautification committee who fails every month at minutes, I think it's really important for all committees to have a minute taker. Especially ones that are newer and have a lot of members, like you're talking about having 7 members, but you still have other people that come as well. So you have pretty lively meetings that need organization from a minute taker, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean. We would like to, you know, continue basically creating subcommittees to focus on specific projects. And so one person from those subcommittees would be coming to give us an update, tell us how things are going. So.
Do you need approval tonight to access these grant fundings or?
Well, we have to apply by February 5th, so. I mean, more time would be good, would be better.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about next meeting, like 2 weeks from now,
Next meeting decision.
next select board meeting.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah. How about this? General consensus without emotion. How do you feel, Adrian?
I'm in 100% favorability.
How do you feel, Peter?
I support it. I think this organic sort of restructuring is ideal. However, I would say I have questions about our process, so I think putting off a decision until the next meeting is appropriate.
You have questions about what?
Our process for forming committees,
Oh.
naming people to committees, giving a minute taker when we don't have minute takers for other committees, all that. We just need to kind of sort that through.
Just for transparency, like what is the process? What would be the hiccup?
For a non-statutory committee, I think it's relatively informal. Board just, I'm yielding to Rosemary, but the board just says, poof, we have a committee. And we might, I mean, my questions, I just want to look at like, because we're getting into budget season, look at the lines that would need to be renamed. Not change any funds, just kind of understand it. But
I mean,
statutorily, given duty committees, I don't know if that's the right way to word it, would be like the library trustees. Conservation Commission has some statutory.
Well, that's a board. The library trustee is a board.
Right, I'm just listing
Okay.
organizations that have statutory authority. Planning Commission, yeah. Johnson Eats is just like a community identified thing. The board just kind of goes, poof.
right, and I think that's.
Adopt bylaws.
The bread oven is a committee.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of anarchists.
It's like making bread. You know?
Yeah, I guess I'm still kind of curious what the hesitancy would be.
And we would be, I think it would benefit our group just for momentum's sake to reform, be able to get everyone together for our normal meeting time. And, you know, if that means that we don't have a note taker because that's something that needs to be figured out as far as what that support level is going forward, then that's fine with us. That can be decided at a later date.
We also have a meal coming up on the 13th of November.
Yep.
That may or may not say on the flyer that it's sponsored by Johnson Eats. Sorry.
That's true.
May or may
May or may
not.
not have done it.
Nope.
May or may not.
Don't make me fix it.
May.
I'd be comfortable tonight establishing the committee and,
Can we adopt a mission statement and all
And-
that stuff later?
They
yeah,
have it.
and
I know.
It's but
And answering the question later about minute taking, but I don't see any reason to wait.
Yeah, that was just a request. That's not like minute taker or bust, you know, I didn't,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be threatening here. Just if it was available, we would love to have Donna's presence.
I've been quaking in my boots.
Form the motion, Peter.
Okay, I will move that select board establish the Johnson Eats Committee. And part of that motion being incorporating into that the functions of the bread oven committee and the funds of both.
Second,
And the task force.
Okay, so there's a motion.
And the task force.
Well, hang on, we're forming a committee. Right, and dissolving another one.
Mhm.
We just need the motion to form and dissolve.
Two separate motions. I'll make two separate
Rosemary, what are your thoughts?
I would make two separate ones. First one to dissolve the bread oven.
Yeah, next one to form, and then a third one to appoint.
members.
Okay,
Okay.
so is there any, you already seconded Peter's motion, so he's either got to withdraw or you got to withdraw your second.
withdrawal.
Okay. Any second? Motion dies for lack of a second.
Okay, I'll make a new motion. To. I don't like the dissolve word either, but to dissolve the bread oven committee. With tremendous thanks for all of its efforts.
Second.
Well done, second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the ayes have it. Peter, would you like to make any more motions?
Sure, I will move that the select board establish the Johnson Eats Committee as a town committee. Incorporating
As an advisory only town committee.
as an advisory only town committee. Do we need to say something about money?
I think we're good.
Okay,
They're formed.
okay. So,
Who's the funds from the community oven committee, right?
Okay, sure.
And
absorbing the
task force.
funds of the community oven
And the
committee.
task
And the
And
task
task
force.
force.
And the
Funds.
funds.
and the food exports task.
I'll second.
Okay. Are there any further discussions on that one?
How much is the budget of a minute? Like, what's the line for rail trail committee a year?
I think it's just buried under select board expense, would be my guess, but I'd have to look.
I just want to get it done with tonight.
Overall.
Did Rail Trail get their own budget line and that's all that we budgeted? I have to look back.
It was.
Says 1,000.
Should we?
That,
What'd you say?
I don't think it'd be even that. Charge $20 an hour. Somebody is 22 an hour, but I would like it to go up a little bit, which is something we're not.
Should.
Get that motion. Definitely.
We are gonna have our raises conversation soon. Anyways. Do we need to add anything to Peter's motion?
I'd like to add $1,000 for a minute taker.
Did you second it?
Yeah.
I thought Paul seconded this one.
No, maybe.
All right, is that a friendly second? Although, like, what else? Go for it and then we'll go for further discussion.
Well, I'm just concerned about other committees.
Well, they're not getting it
You don't
now.
have to accept what's been said.
Can we put that one off?
No.
What? No.
I think she's.
Well,
Okay.
I'm fine not giving the other ones money right now. And giving this one some right now, and then we'll come back to those ones.
Is the suggested amendment friendly or not?
I'll take it as friendly.
Okay, further discussion. You clear on that one, Donna? I mean, what I'll say is, I am gonna vote no because of the amendment. Not because we can't budget next year for a minute taker and not because you guys can't have a minute taker, but there is no line in our budget, so I assume that not to exceed $1,000 is just gonna be buried under select board expense, or we can add another line mid-year. It's just weird. I'm fine with budgeting and adding a line during the budget.
Can we just move it later, though?
The motion is to give them $1,000 for a minute taker. That's gonna be active unless you set a date on it. It's active immediately.
Could the. Right?
Sure.
This isn't a college meeting. We do allow the people to talk when they come.
Ooh,
Mhm.
I feel like there's a word there.
There is. Paul knows about it.
Could it be that money is simply allocated through another budget line for a minute taker, but that money is not given to us? We don't touch that money. Is that actually what you're saying, Adrian? Am I just repeating what you're saying?
Well, Donna gets
Uh,
that out of the office salary budget.
Okay.
This is complicating things quite a bit.
No.
Yeah,
I was fine with them using a minute taker, just the allocation's weird to me.
Oh, can we add to the motion that we're gonna give them the budget to do it at the time when we do budget season? Like, we're gonna give them the funds when we do the budget.
I
Wherever,
personally would like to look at the rest of the committees. I think it's a great idea. I'd love to have you guys have a minute taker, but like all the committees have minute takers or basically none of them. I mean, we can't just be picking and choosing just how we feel on any given night. That doesn't make sense to me.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Adrian, but I would prefer uncomplicated it.
okay, we'll come back to it.
Just a question, if it's an advisory committee, would we be doing our due diligence by just uploading the meeting to a platform? Or do we also need?
Advisory committees don't even have to have a recording.
Yeah,
Well, but we have to have minutes.
right.
You.
You have
Could
to-
I'll send
we
you-
have a video in lieu of minutes,
You can.
right?
I'm gonna,
Why?
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
you
leave
can.
that one to Rosemary because I think,
You can't have
I
a,
thought,
Minutes are a permanent record.
oh,
right.
you mean instead of minutes?
Inst-
Oh.
And I think that poses an issue for deaf.
Could be.
I went down this rabbit hole years ago. I can't.
You can transform video into transcript. reading.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Can you use AI to?
There's a lot of transcription options.
I use Otter AI, but it's kind of crappy. But there's
So-
probably a better one.
As it stands right now, the motion is to form the committee and give them $1,000 allocation. If the amendment is not withdrawn, I'm just gonna call it. And I'm not voting against it because of the committee or the people.
You're a no or a
I
yay?
would ask you to withdraw it so I can vote yes.
Okay,
me too.
fine.
All right, so the amendment is withdrawn.
Thank you.
All right. Donna, you're clear on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Congratulations. Now we have a committee. I'm just gonna make this, try to make it quick. I motion that we appoint Jasmine Uris, Jesse Wentworth, Charlotte Rosencrans, Kate Riley, Diane LaHuer, Greg,
Gregor Nowakowski.
yeah, okay, and Pam Jasperson to the Johnson Eats Committee.
Claudia and Diane. Right, or?
Kate Riley.
Yep.
I'll second.
Motion and seconds. Is there further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. You have members.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
That's
and
great.
Committee.
And I'm excited for the work you've already done and the future work you're gonna do. Super exciting.
Yeah, now this gives us a lot more options.
We're talking
Mhm.
about committee restructuring next.
Right now.
Yeah,
Yes,
Oh, geez.
right now.
So this also solves
We
any
did-
potential
here's the-
problem with the
You might
flyer
want
that's
to.
going out?
yes.
Okay, good.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you. Adrian, you want to take committee restructuring?
Yeah, so I just brought this back up because like we just saw, things are gonna go into motion whether we're in front of the motion or not, which could sometimes be a good thing or could sometimes be not the select board's intention of where things go. So I just put in here, where we left off. And I'm not saying we have to make any decisions tonight, but I am saying I'd like for us to think about it more and for me to bring it up again at the next meeting. For me to bring a motion based off of everybody's feedback to the board to vote on. So what I put in here was the Conservation Commission's unchanged, the Planning Commission's unchanged, forming a recreation board where they would have subcommittees underneath. These are just recommendations. They don't have to be these subcommittees. Could be economic growth, which could be the task force, youth and adult team sports subcommittee, green spaces subcommittee, and forming a culture and arts committee with a subcommittee of the events subcommittee where events like the Jubilee, Tuesday Night Live, any other college or new events would happen under a public art subcommittee. And we can cross off the food access one since we just created that. Eats. And the Historical Society would be unchanged. So yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. Personally, I have seen a decline in new involvement in our regular committees. It's great that some of our task force have been able to retain volunteers and gain more as they develop, but there's only 2 of those task force right now. And I just don't want to see our other committees continue to lose volunteers. And I wonder if restructuring and making it more clear to people that aren't involved in town activities, for them to understand how they can be involved in the town by having clearer committees. Yep. That's all I got. And the write-up I put in here was just where we left off and like some of my opinions. And then I wrote out some of the feedback I got over email for the committees. Well, I have a typo, but you know that.
Where does rail trail fall on your schematic?
Rail trail would fall under recreation.
Okay, so you have to add it.
And
LBRT committee,
Pardon me?
or the LBRT committee.
I was looking at if recreation could be a recreation board, a committee, or a commission. I know in Stowe they have a recreation commission, and it gives them more authority where they're like in charge of their employees and have their own budget. So I don't know if that'd be beneficial to us, but something to consider.
Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making a distinction between a board and a commission.
Board and commission, yep.
You say the commission has more authority?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the other way around.
But is that in their charter?
I don't know.
Could be, it could be that they have enough money, they don't really
They
care.
probably got more
It's
than one
done.
employee for
Oh,
Parks and Recs.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
At the very beginning, we were talking about the chart. Are we Are we talking about the Conservation Commission having those two subgroups?
Yeah, the tree board, who also runs the arboretum, would be under the Conservation Commission in this plan. But I'm open to feedback.
Have you folks talked about any of that, Lois? In terms of arboretum and tree board falling under conservation?
We haven't talked about, I think it's, how you're rocking.
Any feeling for how the various members would feel about that?
You know, I wouldn't speak for the various. It would be a discussion, the Conservation Commission has very specific charges that we have to follow.
Mhm.
And when you say under, what does that mean? Does that mean the chairman of the Conservation Commission and, you know,
That also could go under the Green Spaces Subcommittee, which I was hoping would cover like all parks, and the Arboretum's pretty much a park.
say the Conservation Commission could go into that?
No, the tree board could go under the recreation if we did it like Recreation and Parks Board, yeah.
Regardless of how it works out. I agree with Adrian that in the sense that we have a lot of committees. I think having them each be a committee with requirements of meeting minutes and whatnot, I think adds to strain. I liken the idea generally to, every time I mention this word, I get in trouble. What the Historic Society is doing, where they have, the Historic Society board, but they have subcommittees that report back to the Historic Society board monthly at the recorded meetings, correct, Lois? They have a Buildings and Grounds subcommittee, they have a,
They have a program committee.
Yep. Which kind of allows people to do things more freely, report back to their board. That way it's in the minutes, and ideally would get more buy-in from volunteers if they didn't have some of the headaches, right? What it looks like, I'm not gonna comment on tonight, but I agree with Adrian. We have too many committees, and I think it bogs down people when it could be structured with committee and subcommittee to allow the people to do what they're passionate about to do.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
For the work with the subcommittees meeting and not taking minutes, doesn't it have to be less than a quorum of the bigger committee?
It does.
I guess I'm just wondering if that would really work, if the bigger committee would be that much bigger. I'm almost thinking this might result in fewer volunteers, because you'd have to have a small enough number of people that it couldn't be a quorum.
Mhm.
It's a good question. Good point. Did you have a question, Lois?
No, I was just gonna comment that the subcommittees have people that come in and help out that are not part of the board.
Oh, yeah, you can do it that way, yeah.
And people like to do that. All they want to do is be a part of helping develop a program or work on something on building.
Yeah, that's kind of like with the new Johnson Eats that we just formed. A subcommittee of that right now is going to be the pizza oven committee, and I'm on that, but I won't be a committee member of Johnson Eats. I'll just be on the subcommittee as like a volunteer.
Right. If
Yeah.
you volunteered for the committee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If they have questions, you can answer them or report back in the meeting. But
right.
you don't have monthly meeting requirements. Guess you don't have monthly meeting requirements, but when you have a meeting now, you don't have to 2 minutes for the pizza oven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't know if we have to make this decision. We can go back and have another public meeting to get people's input again on the structure if we want.
I wonder if it's worth, as clunky as this is, having the chairs of every board come in and report to the select board their thoughts. Because it really only works if the community buys it, if you will. Although I think it's a valiant effort on our end to streamline things for them if they don't want them streamlined because it's been done a certain way for 20 years. It will make life very difficult in a short time frame.
Mhm.
Instead of having the larger, you did a great job. The larger Johnson, bring everybody in, give thoughts. I forget the name of the chart, but low lift, low impact, high effort.
Mhm.
I think that was great. But without the chairs of the boards all going back to their board and saying, this is what the select board wants to do, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know how far. I don't want to make their life more miserable with angst, anxiety.
Mhm.
I want to make it easier.
Same. Mhm.
Yes, Lois.
I just want to add that I think that the example tonight of the two groups coming together, and basically merging. And they had worked out a lot of those details and then we ended up with, it's gonna be a great opportunity.
Mhm.
And maybe pulling things like, other common interests, like the recreation, some of the recreation groups. Together to focus on,
Mhm.
as these folks do.
That's a good idea.
Get them working a little on their own and then see where they can come together.
You could always email the chairs and say, what would work best for your committees in restructuring, and maybe get a feedback the other way.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe potentially name the ones we're thinking of grouping together and say, how does this look to you guys? Sit down and talk about it.
I still like the idea of Parks and Rec, but that's just me.
Well, do we think we need like all of the chairs, or like Lois suggested, maybe just focusing on recreation and pulling all entities for that to work out a new structure for that?
I think a bite at a time. If we get it too broad, then it's too many conflicting ideas and priorities.
Okay.
So you're saying focus in on
Yeah, pick one. It could be,
Pick
could be
one,
arts, could be
trickle down.
recreation. But let's pick one and a couple subcommittees and have them talk.
Okay. You want,
Talk to us.
which one do you think?
Parks and Rec,
Okay.
Tree Board Rec Committee Beautification,
Let's do it.
LVRT.
Can we do it before, like,
What else am I missing?
oh,
Skate Park, Tuesday Night Live. Those could all fit under Parks and Rec.
well, Tuesday Night Live, I
Probably
don't.
not Tuesday Night Live. It's more culture.
Does it
Yeah.
happen at a town park?
Yeah, so
It could fit under parks and is it
yeah, but you just it's so big
recreational?
that I think one of the things we can be concerned about is we can't, as you said, we're gonna make it easier. So Tuesday Night Live right now runs independently.
Mhm.
Now we're saying you run independently, but you're underneath this other board, you gotta report to them before anything comes to us. We put in a roadblock. I think I like the idea, but we need to be careful about making too many layers.
So what if we talk just about merging rec and skate park?
No, I think I like inviting all recreation things. So Conservation Commission, Tree Board, Reimagine Johnson Recreation, Skate Park, and Rail Trail.
Wait, Conservation Commission under rec, is that what you said?
Yeah, I know they wouldn't be changed, but I want their input.
They would be on their own. Unchanged.
But they work with the other groups.
As long as the things are filled out, right, Lois? I feel like we're hitting a roadblock here.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you're saying, Paul?
Yeah, but you had a long laundry list.
You didn't name the same ones?
What did you have? You had Conservation Commission?
Tree Board,
Yeah.
Reimagine Johnson Recreation, Skate Park Committee, and Rail Trail Committee.
Team sports?
Well, we can invite Isabel. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so the Arboretum is in there by virtue of being.
The tree board's the
run by
arboretum,
the tree
basically.
board.
But isn't that kind of like cultural and artistic?
Yeah, I'm not seeing the link.
No, they don't want your sculpture park. so-
Somebody go,
They really hate that idea. They really hate that
Yeah.
idea. I mean, it's a park, so if it was Parks and Rec, wouldn't that make sense, Paul?
Can we do it next month or is that budget season or
We're gonna need to have a lot of meetings about budget shortly.
when does it end?
Budget, when does it end? What do you, sign it by January 10th? Yeah, but we have to sign, don't we have to approve it and sign it earlier in January?
Yeah, usually by the middle of January.
Mid-January, that's, I said the 10th, but it's usually after that.
That's a goal, 10th of June.
Okay, so the meeting on the 5th, we would still be in the thick of it. Okay.
Probably going through nitty-gritty details to save 10 cents so that the school can spend 10,000.
Okay, and next meeting, we're doing budget on the 17th?
Yeah, we have to start.
Okay. Okay, so we'll schedule for the 19th, January 19th, to come back to this.
Sure.
Okay,
Everything will have to be signed by then. Probably. In a special meeting.
Both done.
and maybe by then, low lecture hall would be figured out, because that. Yeah,
completely.
completely. Okay.
All right.
Maybe in the meantime, we could have some of these, think about it, to be thinking about this, and see.
Town sewer service area and map revision.
Hi, Carl.
So we have the current Town of Johnson ordinance regarding connection to Village of Johnson sewer system within the town sewer service area and wellhead protection sewer service area. In front of us with some highlights and some strikeouts. Floor's yours, Carl.
Okay, let me just first say that I did meet with Alec Jones today. Alec is the planner at LCPC who was working on the map. And he produced a map a little over a year ago. And based on the research that I had been doing, I had a question about the map that he had produced. So let's talk about the map for the TSSA first. Map 1 shows you the town service area on the west end of town or the west end of the village.
Well, the purple line is the village.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I showed him the documents that I had found where there have been some changes made in 2002 and 2005, and he concurred with this map that you have that's labeled map number 1, that the only addition to the town sewer service area required now is that triangle piece of the town's industrial park lot. That's shown in the cross hatching on that map that I gave him.
I'm sorry, what's shown in the cross hatching area?
That's the area that needs to be added to the town sewer service area at this
Okay.
time.
Because the lower part was previously added.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And you should have those maps in your packet showing those additions that were made in those prior years.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a question as noted in the memo that I sent to you regarding this one lot on the south side of Route 15. And it's surrounded by other lots that are in the town sewer service area. And we didn't know if you wanted to add that in at this time or just let it go and deal with it later if the issue comes up. Does everybody see that lot that I'm referring to? It's down here.
I see it.
Yes. Is that a private parcel or? Yes, it's not connected to the Laraway School or the Youth and Family Services.
I would say let it go and a future board can deal with it.
Nice guy.
Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we let it go? I don't know.
No, why wouldn't we incorporate it?
There hasn't really been a request. I don't really know if there's a need. And while it is surrounded by other parcels in the town sewer service area, do you know why it's not part of it, Rosemary?
Well, I think Laraway School got on because the village requested it for their water wells right there for first protection.
I guess my question is, why wasn't it done before?
And maybe it's the same back then as it is now. Nobody was asking for it, and the board at that time said, we'll let it go until somebody requested and needs it.
Very possibly.
And to answer Peter's question, one reason for not doing it is it might muddy the waters if somebody objects. Without
Let's
it.
not muddy waters.
Oh.
That works for me.
No muddy water? I like it.
Muddy Waters, I really loved his music, but otherwise, no, I don't like Muddy Waters.
If we do want to add it later, we have to go through this whole ordinance change thing again, which is. Yes, you would produce a new map in an ordinance to add that lot to the TSSA. Personally, I would lean in favor of including it, because it's not like I have to do anything with it. I don't have to join up. That's right. The owners don't have to do, the current owners don't have to exercise that. Right. We just give them the option. You're just making it available.
Just so I can understand repercussions. If we did just add it and the current owners decided to exercise it, that would come off of our allocation, right?
Yes.
So if the current owners of that lot, I'm throwing wild ideas here, decided to start a brewery, I don't know.
Single family home right now.
It's what it is right now and what it could be if it's connected to different things. Would that just eat up?
Well,
our
they
whole
have to come to us for a permit, which we have. to do.
Correct.
So if it's an exorbitant capacity, we say no.
We won't be here. Most likely. Go for it if the
You're
board
right.
wants to do it.
And the consequences are always possible. Get that.
What do you think, Adrian? You can be the tiebreaker.
I'm for approving it.
You good with that, Peter? Add it in,
Approving,
this parcel.
you're in favor of adding it in?
Yeah.
There's your answer, Carl. Add away.
Okay, and then looking back to map number 4, you see the current status and the proposed changes out on the Route 100C Sinclair Road area. And what I found was consistent with what was drawn up on a map last year and confirmed again today with Alec. In this case, on the east end, what's being done is adding the entire part of lots that had been divided by the town sewer service area line. So looking at the map,
Lois,
lot number 10-01-69. Part of that lot, the fronting on Route 100C, was shown in the TSSA before. Now the entire lot to be added. The same is true for 10-02-57 and 10-02-47 and in parts of lots that are currently in the village and in the town. So 10-03-32 is in both, and I believe also 10-02-38-03 is both in the village and in the town. So what I'm showing you there is consistent with what was discussed a year ago and with Alex's help confirmed today. It's doing what was intended, and that's just to add the remainder part of lots.
That's my recollection of it.
Yeah.
Any other board members have questions? I think we all agree on that.
yeah, no, that sounds consistent with what we discussed. I guess I'm surprised at the way the cross-hatching goes, though. 10-02-57. The properties just to the north of that are not included. How was that one included then? I'm not sure where the old boundary was exactly.
Because the old town sewer service area bisected that parcel.
Right, and bisecting that parcel, then how did it avoid all the other ones? Are these?
These are
already in?
ones.
They're already in.
Okay, never mind, yeah,
Yeah, the shaded color.
right. It helped if I read the legend.
Okay.
So if those maps like that with adding in that one lot on Route 15 West is okay with the board, then there's the question of the ordinance. And as I mentioned in your cover memo, I opted to start pursuing the option of writing a new ordinance, which I'm referring to as the 2025 ordinance. And that ordinance would repeal the 2009 ordinance, your latest one. Basically keeping 95% of that 2009 ordinance, but making some changes to just address in Article 1B, things were accomplished, so you no longer need to say intends to. So you were changing the tense from planning to past tense. In Article 1B, number 1, the first paragraph, there is a sentence that shows your copy there to be deleted. No other extensions of the village sewer system may be allowed within the TSSA by this ordinance. I could not figure out how that sentence was consistent with what I'm doing here. I ran it by Rosemary and she concurred. It just does not seem to make sense, and I can't think of any simple typo or word that was omitted that does make it make sense. So I'm not sure how that ended up there, and I don't see any harm in deleting that and keeping the intent of your ordinance. If anybody else is aware of something, I guess let us know, please.
I'm just in terms of following along with you here, the first ordinance, is that your replacement?
The
in our packet?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one
if
that-
you keep going, then you'll see the edited one behind that.
Okay,
Yeah, the one
One-
that starts
one-
out just with the ordinance block that says Town of Johnson like that is the 2009 ordinance showing you the changes to.
okay. So the one with the yellow highlights we're replacing.
Yes, those are, the yellow highlights are intended to be showing the
Okay.
changes. And there were some changes that I did not get the yellow highlight on, like that sentence I was just talking about.
Okay,
Then also down in the second paragraph under Article 1B, the words "or divided." So we have that last sentence reading, "Connection shall not be extended or divided to lands outside." I cannot figure out why those words "or divided" were added there. So I was proposing to you to eliminate those. Also, I'm sorry,
Well, a
just
question on that sentence, the way it's written now, it sounds very definitive. Connection shall be extended to land outside the mapped area. The intent is without modification of the ordinance.
right, and I think that's a given that
Yeah.
somebody
Right,
could come
all right.
back and ask that. I also, I'm sorry, going back to the very beginning of Article 1, there's a reference there to statute 24 VSA 3611. And then later on to 24 3625. The reference to 3625 is okay, but I don't see how 3611 has anything to do with what we were working on here. 3611 has to do with a municipal entity taking somebody's property for a sewer improvement, and then how it's determined what the party should be compensated. So I don't know if somewhere in the past from 1977 to the present, 3611 got changed. But right now, I think maybe that should be removed because, like I said, it says doesn't seem to have any bearing on what you're working on here.
Yeah.
It is still in the first copy, though.
Yes, I know, because I
Okay.
just looked that up tonight before the meeting. Moving on to page 3, and don't look at the page numbers on here because should have said at the beginning. This document was available as a PDF, had to be converted to Word, and it's made it very difficult for me to do this work. That's why you're still seeing some layout issues. So in Article 4C, effect and expiration of approval, I had written this proposed changes to show you that we would be striking the language that previously or has already repealed 2 ordinances from 1977. But then later in the new ordinance, we would be saying that we're repealing the 2009 ordinance. So if you repeal an ordinance that repealed an earlier ordinance, what effect does that have on those earlier 1977 ordinances? So I guess another option might be to change the language there to say this new ordinance, this 2025 ordinance, reaffirms that the ordinances of April 25, 1977 are repealed.
Yeah.
One advantage of that is it kind of provides a history. So let's say 10 years from now, somebody has to work on this again. and the history
Mhm.
is there for them,
Mhm.
rather than missing it. Does that sound like
Yeah,
it would be a good idea to keep that in?
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, if I'm following correctly, we jumped over allocation priorities. Is that?
Yes, so in the 2025 draft, which would be the one that's has the word ordinance at the top, then Town of Johnson, and then the title block, the allocation priorities. There, I've added one for the industrial park. So there were no changes to the original 5 in the 2009 ordinance, but in the 2025 ordinance, I added in the industrial mixed-use park as your third priority.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. So it's specifically called out. My question was in the first paragraph where it reads the board may limit the amount granted any one year to an amount equal to the total number of gallons available divided by the number of years remaining in the agreement or the useful life of the sewer plant, whichever is less. The last phrase has me concerned. We don't know what the useful life of the sewer plant is. And I'm just wondering why do we need that sentence at all, I guess?
It gives us the availability to back out if it's failing.
Hmm?
It gives us the availability to back out if it is failing, or a future board, I should say.
Yeah, so why not just say the board may limit the amount granted in any one year?
Based on their individual feelings.
Maximum. How,
Capacity of the sewer.
yeah, or yeah, something like that. It just struck me as something that sounded an unknown that seemed like a little bit of wild card.
Hmm. You think removing it then?
That's what I was considering, yeah. And I'm just wondering, does it strike anybody else that way, or am I just overthinking this?
Hmm.
It's one way to look at it is it seems like we're restricting our option to limit the number of gallons because we could do the reason A or reason B and no other reason. Seems like we're handcuffing ourselves a little bit.
So you're saying just change it to the select board has the availability to limit.
We limit the amount granted in any one year, either period or I guess the first part is okay, to an amount equal to the total number of gallons available and divided by the number of years agreement left in the agreement. Which I guess brings the question, what is the term of this agreement? Do we know that?
I don't know that.
Rosemary?
An agreement between the town and the village.
Yeah, for the town.
I think there is.
and does that total number of gallons available divided by the number of years, does that have any relationship to what's actually available? How much water
Not
is actually
necessarily.
available?
No, because they granted 25,000 gallons per day, right?
Yes,
Well, before the flood, the plant had lots of capacity left.
but
I'm
the,
sure with the new upgrade, it's gonna get, gets a few years.
but the town has been allocated a 25,000 gallons per day. And I think that was one of the points that Duncan raised in some of the communication. I don't know if it was
Right. And then
last year or if it was in September when this issue was re-raised, that if possible, it'd be nice if somebody could determine how much of that 25,000 gallons per day allocation the town is using. And I don't know how that's determined. I don't know if there are low meters at the
Well,
connection
everybody's
points.
got a water meter.
Every one of the users out in this area would also have a water meter.
There may be one or two that don't, but majority of people have water meters.
Is sewer metered separately or are they presumed to be related?
Whatever your water usage is, figures based on that.
So the village has an account for how much we're using per day?
No.
Huh.
Figure it out.
So let's say you've got 18,000 gallons per day left in your allocation, I guess. We knew the number of years left in this term, then you would divide that 18,000 by the number of years left, if you want to continue using what was in the existing agreement. Or you could keep the sentence, the board may limit the amount to be granted in any 1 year period, and strike the rest of the sentence.
That's where I go, since we don't know, we don't know the term, we don't know the life.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Just says we can limit if we need to, or a future board can.
What like do we keep stick with that?
I'm good with striking it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Peter,
me too.
Adrian?
Yes,
Adrian and Peter.
I'm fine.
Thank you. Sorry to belabor that. I like the fact there's a penalty clause in this, but what would be an example of any person found violating any provision of this ordinance? How does one violate this, like, as an individual?
If they're just connected to the system.
Hmm?
They could just connect.
If they,
Connect, disconnect, really?
They could just connect.
Oh,
without going through the process to be.
Or they could go to the village and get permission and maybe
yeah, right, good point. Okay, bypass.
go have bypass us, which, you know,
Outside the area and plumb it in.
yeah,
Okay, good point, yeah.
penalty should be a lot steeper. Double. No takers on that, so keep moving, Carl.
$100 a day. Yeah.
Should be $200 a day.
Nice job, Carl. There's a lot of detail here.
Under section C, number 4, should we just say shall amend and supersede an ordinance, you know, from May 2022 and other town of Johnson sewer ordinances? Any and
Yeah,
all?
sorry.
I believe I'm under section C. Number 4, page 5.
Wait.
Under penalty.
Above penalties. This ordinance shall amend and supersede an ordinance entitled. Is there any comma? Or any
I
other?
would suggest that, from going back to the direction you gave me earlier tonight about keeping note of those older ordinances, I would suggest you list the dates so there's some specificity there for the people who might have to read this and work with it in the future.
So in the first one, you have that called out as a separate article.
Yes, and I kept that one note in there regarding the 2002 ordinance, and then referred to it again in the 2025 ordinance to be repealed. Because in the 2009 ordinance, they didn't say that 2002 ordinance was repealed. They said it was shall amend and supersede. So just to be more consistent, I wanted to use the word repeal,
Yeah.
but now we'll do things differently. We'll keep that in there and say that it is repealed. So another question that I had for you tonight is, would you like to start the formal adoption process at your next meeting?
I would like to.
And that means you would have it on the agenda that you're going to, I don't know what the word is that you would use, introduce the ordinance, or did you call it a first reading? Rosemary, maybe you recall.
We usually call it like review and approve, new town sewer ordinance.
Do you have to have a public hearing on them?
Three-step process is my understanding.
And the public hearing will. You want to have it before our board meeting or during?
It's part of it, just as an agenda item.
Our next meeting this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's 30 days, right?
I believe you have to probably wait 30 days to get before your public hearing because of the advertising requirements.
Yeah.
You have to wait another 30 days for it. It's in that. Because the voters could do petitions, say they'll. Video.
Do we have to have a notice in 30 days before our first reading?
I think just a notice of the public hearing.
So the first one, we can just put up with any kind of normal notice. Okay. Let's do it.
Rest of the board good with that?
Yes.
Anything further? I have one more. You
On
can
this?
stay around for half a second.
Yep.
Northern Borders Regional Commission signature delegation. When Duncan resigned the board, we appointed Tom as the signatory. Who would the board like to appoint now with Tom stepping back?
I move we appoint a chair for interim CEDS.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
No.
Or town administrator if we have one at the time it needs to be signed.
We might have to do this again.
I think that NBRC is looking for you to be specific as to the individual. So it could be the select board chairperson, Eben Patch, but I don't know that they want this person or that person.
Oh, okay. Well, how about we say that
Paul,
select board chair Evan Patch or the select board vice chair Adrian Parker.
are you calling back your previous motion? I was ready to call the vote.
Yes, I am, based on Carl's comment.
Yeah.
Was not appropriate.
Call back the second it died.
You think it's okay to say chair and or vice chair?
We could name names.
Yeah, with names, but just having one person. It seems,
I think we always
Your
had one
motion
person.
is to name both officials
As
if
authorized
the
signatory.
NBRC accepts two names. If
well
not,
said. Yes.
I like it.
But it's pretty safe.
accept. We nominate, we authorize select board chair Evan Patch or vice chair Adrian Parker as NBRC signatories if they accept two names,
And if they don't accept two
Yeah.
names,
just the chair.
okay.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and the ayes have it. Thank you,
Also-
Carl. Appreciate your time. All right, next up. We met last week. Adrian put some good work into a job description. I do have to claw back my comments from last week because I could have sworn we had separate job descriptions for interim services and full-time, but Rosemary corrected me and Duncan.
I could.
It was just the offer letter that was different, because I found that and I searched through my email a lot. So the board has a draft here in front of them for the interim town administrator, or we have the existing draft that was approved in April of 2022. Adrian, do you want to highlight any major differences?
Thanks, Carl.
There really isn't any major differences. It's really just reorganizing and simplifying a bit. Yeah. Yeah, nothing else to add.
I thought this was much more readable and concise. So thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. And Eben said to put the letterhead on there, so that'd be no problem to do.
Yeah, even if it's somewhere right here, whatever.
Mhm.
Rosemary, have you read it? To pass your test. So I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve the town administrator job description as presented on November 3rd, 2025. Authorizing somebody to sign. No, we just need the approved on date. Right, approved on.
That's what we went before.
You're saying we all should sign it? Should it be,
I don't think we need to sign a job
It's just-
description.
if it's in the minutes, that's good enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only amendment would be the approval date and adding the town letterhead.
Mm-hmm. Wait, add what was the other thing?
The approved. The date and the town letterhead.
Add date on here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the date that
It
we
was approved.
put it out
The
or
date that it's
today?
approved.
Okay, okay,
We're approving it today.
okay. Yeah, I'll
So
second.
moved.
All right. Good on that, Donna.
So Paul moved to Adrian seconded.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the ayes have it. Adrian also did some work on the town clerk treasurer job description, and I'm gonna be honest with the board, I laser focused on the TA and I didn't read the other ones.
Same.
Yeah, we can come back to these. I just wanted to put it out there so that we can do it whenever we want. Yeah.
Is there, Rosemary, is there any time in your day if you could read over the clerk treasurer and see if it's a good, there might be some certification requirement that I don't have a clue what the acronym means.
Mm-hmm.
So we've approved a job description. The other thing that we talked about a lot last week was posting. So we've gotten a job description, gotten it here. What would the board like to do? Posts for interim and full-time, post strictly for interim, post on Indeed, town Facebook, VLCT. Generalized posting and what we're looking for is my question to the board. And who's
I think
gonna
we should
post
post for interim, as we talked about last time, and full.
to see if we get some bites?
Yeah.
Here we get some bites.
You're quiet, Peter.
I guess to get bites, I'm good with that. Still feeling ill at ease with the idea of hiring a permanent before we have our staffing study.
I hear you. Which there might be some changes a little bit, but the job description itself. I mean, if we have somebody that bites and we're honest and say it could change a little bit. Plus, I mean, you really think we're gonna have bites before our next meeting?
Also, I think there is an open question as to whether or not we might combine economic development and town administrator, whether we think that's a good idea or not, but that I think is an open question still.
It's a big question.
That very much changes what we're getting bites on.
I agree with you. But I'd still like to get something out there
Yeah.
as an individual board member.
We can always change what we have for bait, right?
I think so. I think we can.
So
You have to call a bait and switch.
I think it'll be a similar pool of people that would be open to a different description, but I could be totally wrong.
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
So
okay, all right, so
Adrian will make the 2 amendments to the job description. Are we gonna have Tom post? I don't have a VLCT account post on there.
Where do you want to post it?
Personally, I'd like website, Facebook page. I know the newspaper costs money, but
I think it really should go, because that's the newspaper of record.
yeah, is the board comfortable with a little bit of money to post in the newspaper?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an Indeed account? That's a question we had.
I had one at one point.
In speaking with close nearby towns that have recently gone through this, they got a lot of bites off Indeed. So if we don't have an account, it's gonna be but below our procurement policy thresholds anyways, but is the board comfortable with signing up for an Indeed account to get it out there?
Yeah.
I definitely think we should. I don't know what the cost is.
It wasn't that much. I think we did it with the village.
What's that much? Okay.
I want to say it was like maybe $10 was I made that we got or something like that.
You said on Indeed,
It's one of those, Indeed or
LinkedIn,
the other big one.
LinkedIn.
Yeah, it could have been that.
Too, I think Indeed better, but that's just my own experience.
I have no idea what it costs, but I was hoping it'd be less than $3,000.
Sure it is.
And I think that there is some value in us putting money behind it, getting the word out there. Ideally, in my mind, in theory, on paper, we end up with a good pool of candidates. Johnson gets the best product. I understand wanting to know the cost is. I'm willing to approve it and ask Rosemary to send us the costs when she signs us up.
Okay, so the different places are the website,
Facebook,
Facebook.
newspaper.
7 days, have anything like that?
Yeah, they have a job board. Mm-hmm.
VLCT.
The LCT.
The Burlington Free Press is very expensive.
The what?
Burlington Free Press,
Oh, it's expensive.
very expensive.
Yeah, I could see that. But which ones? I feel like the website, we should do the permanent role. Like, do we want to do the interim and the permanent role on all these things, or just to select some of them?
I feel like the job posting could be looking for interim employee, interim or full-time employee. For
Oh,
Not two separate posts.
posted until vacancy is filled or
Yeah, I think it should be one, just like.
just one post?
So it says posting a job on Indeed is free for basic listings, but sponsored posts start at approximately $5 a day or $150 a month to increase visibility. Seems like a no-brainer.
You guys are good with sponsored postings?
Mhm.
All of these places, I think. I think we can get a little write-up together.
I can do the Facebook and the website. And then Rosemary, you can do the newspaper, Indeed, and VLCT. Okay.
Anybody use a ZipRecruiter? What's the other one that pops up all the time, which I think is,
I've never used
That
it.
was cars, like renting cars.
sounds like it, doesn't it?
I thought
No, that's Carvana.
Carvana. That's where you buy cars. No?
I think we can start there. We can always build out
Okay.
a bigger footprint.
And should I email you?
We should probably, yeah, put together a little posting or whatever, so it's consistent across everything.
Okay.
So we can work together and then provide
Yep.
Rosemary with a posting. And if she doesn't like it, she'll yell at me.
How many weeks then, you want to still reporter too?
Hmm.
You're digging the hole, Rosemary. Uh,
I say just News and Citizen.
let's start there for a month.
Okay,
Can't hurt.
you want in there for 4 weeks?
Yeah. And we find out that costs more than Indeed.
It will. Depending on the size of the ad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're able to make the ad?
Huh?
You're able to make the ad? Or-
Well, the newspaper ad doesn't have to be the job description. It could be,
Oh.
it could be the write-up that we put, you know, Town of Johnson is looking for an employee for blah, 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 blah. For more information, please visit our
Website.
Indeed ad, our town
Okay,
website.
I'll send some stuff out.
We have when we did the rec coordinator, we had a short version for the newspaper and a regular version for everybody else that isn't charging per character.
Are we doing like the job posting area? Or are we doing like a special block? Like,
I was thinking block ad.
okay. All right.
All right. Hang on, I just gotta make a note. I can also look up and see like what we had for a previous posting and see if it's like a foundation block to build up on or something.
Okay.
Next up is signature delegation for GIA. Rosemary, do you know what that acronym is?
Oh, that was,
Oh, green from a.
Yeah.
Project on Maple Hill or in Collins, so.
Yeah. Somebody want to form a motion?
I move to approve the grants and aid for FY 27 and authorize the chair of or administrator to sign.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
yep.
Motion a second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying.
Bless you.
I was trying to hold that one off. I was trying to hold it off, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Bless you.
All those opposed signify by saying nay. And the ayes have it. That was a first for me. Can we take up the town meeting house hazardous material testing and next steps at our next meeting when Tom's here? I believe that's. You know, now that we have the will of the voters, we just wanted to do a full hazardous material assessment, structural analysis. But without Tom here, I feel like it's,
We have the quotes for lead and asbestos.
Yeah, I think the question is, do we want to do that testing, right?
Mhm.
Doesn't seem like we ought to wait 2 weeks to answer that question.
do you want to do it?
I'd like to proceed.
Okay.
You make a
Uh,
motion.
I mean, if I remember correctly. The asbestos was pretty expensive, right?
It was 1,800.
I mean, one of them was $2,600, the other was 2,300.
They're both underneath our procurement policy where we could do it as long as
Right.
they're done separately.
Just wanted to get owners' opinions.
Where did I find?
Yeah, we didn't want to dump crazy money.
Where'd those numbers from my email?
We have the actual quotes.
Yeah, we had them. Did he print them out?
Yeah, we have them.
There you go. Right
Okay.
here, towards the end.
They're in the packet?
Yeah,
Okay.
has a KD on it.
So,
And didn't we use, was it Evergreen Environmental that did the testing already? No, that was Inspector.
so Paul, why don't you make a motion to expend an amount not to exceed for X and X?
And I make a motion that we hire the environmental to do lead and asbestos testing for a price not to exceed $2,313 for their quote dated September 30th.
Second,
Motion and a second, further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
All those opposed? And the ayes have it. Buildings and grounds maintenance plan?
Was there talk about doing a structural
You
evaluation?
know, there was a cost for it with our engineer that's on retainer, right? Like $500.
Right. Can we do that too?
Verbal. Was it an assessment or an evaluation?
I don't. We have a member who's concerned,
That's not
And-
here?
and who's not here. And I don't know if it would help.
That is well within our procurement policy amount. Does anybody have hesitations of spending $500 for a structural assessment?
no,
I don't really know what that means, to be honest, but no, dollars is pretty minimal.
Is the roof gonna fall in? The building leaning to the left or to the right?
So this is just an experience assessor's opinion, not engineering studies or.
$500 doesn't get you 2 hours with an engineer.
Yeah. No reservation.
Spend it.
Need a motion.
Oh, we don't really, right?
It's within our procurement policy provisions, isn't it?
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, okay.
So
We got general consensus.
I'm good with that.
okay,
I like
It's
consensus.
recorded.
My next question. Same subject of low.
You're not going for the $150,000 foundation job, are you?
No,
well, I'm saying.
It was going so well.
yeah. Just thinking, anticipating that there will not be reason to back away from acquiring the building from any of these evaluations. Can we get the wheels moving on the other end of the procurement, whatever we need to do, get a lawyer going to work on whatever lawyers work on?
Stitzel played Rosemary. Does Stitzel, Page and Fletcher have a real estate attorney? They must.
Yeah, they must, yes.
Let's email the lawyer and tell them what we're doing. For the board's approval, I'm okay with emailing and copying the rest of the board on the request to the attorney, so that it's not piling more things on Tom's plate.
Okay,
You guys,
And are we asking them what the steps are and what the sequence is, or are we asking them to actually do
I
something?
guess I would give them the background on what's happened. And I assume they need to do like a title search, deed search, and prepare a closing document.
You're the ones that gave Tom the estimate of $3,000.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like we should say go until we get these results back.
not go, but
Just
for them to get
things lined
started
up.
on their work.
Yeah, okay.
And I assume we should be in conversation with the studio center also.
it's gonna be a
You
lot of
guys
stuff
signed up-
coming up here.
Uh-huh,
Have you guys signed a purchase and sales agreement?
No,
no,
Is that the first step?
Do they make that?
I don't think a purchase and sales agreement is really needed. That just adds attorney's fees if it's. And Tom was saying,
Yeah, somebody said it the other
what did
day.
Tom call it, a deed conveyance, or however we did the lot from the school, the library is sitting on. But I do think there should be like a deed. Title.
So I think it makes sense to
Title
talk to the
transfer.
attorney and say, here's what we're doing, what are the steps?
Mhm.
Just let the attorney tell us what needs to be done.
Okay, deal. So we'll reach out to the attorney, ask for the steps. This is what happened, we need to know the steps to get to X. We don't wanna spend money with you until we have these reports back.
Yeah.
Okay. That's clear enough.
Who will reach out to the attorney?
I offered to, but
Thank you.
if I mess it up,
Okay.
I only offered to, so we weren't filing more things. on
Yeah, okay,
Tom's plate as he's leaving,
yeah.
that. I presume it won't happen in the next 18 days, just because of town government.
Yeah.
The other point is we should be in touch with the studio center, and just say.
Adrian was in touch with him today.
She was she?
Yes, she was. So there's communication happening, but yes,
Do they need like a formal something to take to the board or their board or anything?
no, I mean, when I spoke with Hope, she was gonna report the findings of the town meeting, I guess.
Okay.
It seems like we should just tell her, obviously she knows what the town voted. We're doing the steps.
We're following through on hazardous material assessment and contacting our attorneys about the next steps.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So are you that channel of communication with Hope?
Sure, I can be. So you want me?
It's probably best if it's me.
Okay,
Just because it's one person, but
Yeah.
you're copy on everything I said. So
Yeah. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Adrian's doing a lot of work on other things.
Yeah,
Do we, before purchase goes through all the way? Like, should we wait till purchase goes through all the way before we make like a task force or something? To start that?
I think we should,
Okay.
yeah. Step at
you
a
know,
time.
plenty of expressions, but bird in the hand.
Okay.
Doesn't mean we can't talk to people about their interests.
Mhm.
Yeah, we shouldn't do anything official.
Okay.
Then we can have another committee.
Just speak loud stuff Adrian's chart.
Yeah.
Fit in another box somewhere.
Yeah. Buildings and grounds maintenance plan, I think.
Yeah, we got a really good email from Eric Osgood. I think y'all saw that.
Yeah.
Made a good recommendation that we should have a building and grounds maintenance plan. And I thought the first step before that is to have a survey of all of our buildings and grounds of their condition. So I made like a survey that Tom could fill out since he has a lot of knowledge on those at the moment before he leaves. So I just made this survey that he can fill in for any of the buildings and grounds to go visit and assess them. Because he kind of said that he was going to do that anyway, so just kind of putting it on paper, whatever he sees. But seeing if there's any feedback or anything you want me to add to it.
I liked it
Where's, that's in
from the back.
It's kind of in the beginning,
in the beginning.
after the job descriptions.
That's sort of what
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Michelle was getting at with this, the list. So
Where's that?
yours is a lot more structured. I don't know if it's in the packet, actually. Yours is just something he sent out.
I don't remember seeing that.
Oh, that is in
This thing.
the back. Like the last.
Oh,
Did that have that?
I don't know if I do.
very last page,
Very last.
second to last. This kind of looks like it just, oh. There's some notes.
Yeah, this isn't really. It just says that there's no assessment. Right?
The next
The next
page
page was
has
on the list.
some known issues.
I think it's getting at the same idea, but maybe it's coming in a much more structured and maybe decipherable form.
Yeah, I think you could plug this information into this and add more details. And this could be something that,
I think the form that you had is organized.
Yeah, yep, this is good.
thanks.
Will prevent a future board from going. Unassessed to date.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if Tom could fill this out, and also it'd be a good chance for our new TA when they're hired to do that as well, so they get acquainted with our buildings and grounds. So if they like kind of redid it too.
More eyes never hurt.
Yeah. But I think once after that's done, we can build out a maintenance plan.
So should we give this to anybody besides Tom?
Well, I was hoping that he would fill it out with a person that knows a lot about the building, like the chair of the Historical Society or Jason at the town garage.
Okay.
I think I have a,
Food shelf at the mill house.
oh yeah, on here I have a date of survey, town administrator, and then building representative. So he would like do it with them.
Got it. Thank you. I missed that.
This isn't really a maintenance plan yet.
Right.
It's a bullet list.
Hmm.
Grounds and building survey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be a survey. I'm saying this is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, Tom's.
Next up, budget. We don't have anything in front of us for a budget. Colin's asking us to approve a % increase. And his recommendation is 2.8%.
Can you fill in background on that? Like what happened last year? Why is this so important?
What happened last year? Several things. I think this is kind of a goal not to exceed increase, but sometimes it could be treated as a goal, whether the money's needed or not. I would say, I mean, individual board member, I'd like to see committees increase their revenue by 5%. And try to stay under 3% with increased expenditures.
Say that again.
I would like to see committees increase their revenue by 5%.
Revenues from what?
Which committee are we talking about?
Pick one, rec.
Sure.
We don't have a rec.
Soccer registration fees. Basketball registration fee. The rec has revenue, gymnastics, archery, futsal, what other programs do they run?
Okay,
It would be pretty easy to increase rec revenue by 5%. My son was in soccer. And I think it is an extremely reasonable cost.
Are we talking about committees or
Well, that is one committee.
that's not a committee?
Well, no, that we haven't disbanded. There's still a rec committee, but rec is in the budget as a portion.
Oh,
okay, so increase
Recreation fees could increase. That's still revenue.
revenues by 5%, limit the cost increases by 3%, therefore they start building a surplus.
Or become less of a burden financially. I don't know if they'll all build surplus if they don't have reserve funds. Not every committee has a reserve fund. But there are ways to increase revenue for every committee that raises revenue.
Okay, but this request is about limiting requests from the select board.
This is an expense only request, and due to last year, I will not vote on a % increase. And I'm gonna be honest with the board. I think comments in this packet are directed at me, which is fine. But until I have a complete budget, it is very difficult for me to approve every line a committee gives us in November when we're looking at the overall impact in January. Sometimes there needs to be some budgeting, and I do believe that we as a select board can ultimately make that decision. I try to be very fair, but I'm not going to make a target motion to increase revenue spend by 2.8%.
Well, that's not what he's asking now. What he's asking is that nobody asked for more than a 2.8% increase,
It's a target.
not to exceed.
How do you read 2.8% increase?
Hmm?
How do you read a 2.8% increase?
I recommend the direction for the board should be that the total budget in all committees not exceed 2.8. In other words, don't come in and ask for 3%.
That's his recommendation, yes.
But I'm not advocating for this. I'm just trying to understand it. But I think that's what it's saying.
But that's my guess is total expenditure. Nothing to do with revenue versus spend.
Right.
Having the goal of no greater than 2.8%, are you concerned that there may be some expenses that don't need to be increased 2.8%?
There very well may be expenses that go away and other expenses that are needed in an overall committee budget. I don't know how to target it perfectly, but it's not a town committee, but maybe the library no longer needs to pay for heating fuel in this budget. And I'm just throwing this as an example. I'm not picking on anybody.
Yep.
But I can guarantee you that their electric bill needs to go up. So their heating bill might have a minus 100%. Their electric bill might have a plus 40. How that looks on their overall budget, I don't know. But if we took the library, for example, if they increased their budget by 3%, but if they increased their expense by 3%, but increased their revenue by 5%, I would be very happy. Individually.
okay.
So last year we never accepted an increase in across the board literal hours of debate and extra meetings. What is that all about?
I don't know.
Okay. Since we're not doing any budget work, I don't see that we need to vote on this tonight.
We could set a target. if we want, but like I said, I'm being very clear before I've seen a number from a single committee. Until I have the whole budget,
I haven't
I
got,
reserve my right to look at the number. It's not a foregone guarantee that if I see their number in November, I don't need to revisit it in January when I see the full budget.
I haven't gotten an email for beautification committee asking what we want our budget to be. I don't know about other committees.
I think he's hoping that we set a target and he'll communicate with committees before next meetings.
Oh,
That's all I can get.
but you're saying you won't, we shouldn't set a target until they send us something.
No. I'm saying I'm not gonna motion on a target, but
Oh.
I'm comfortable with asking them to stay under 3% increase on spend and increase income by 5%. Complicated enough?
Well, beautification committee doesn't
Where
make
applicable,
anything.
where applicable.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, yeah, beautification doesn't make any money. They do good work. But you do make money because you get donations of materials or equipment or. Do you get gift cards to Johnson Farming Garden? I don't know.
Hmm.
Beautification is not a revenue generating committee. I recognize that. I'm not upset by that. And Tuesday Night Live is a net zero. That's fine.
Mhm.
Red Oven, they just made very clear, net zero, although they want a minute taker. Be nice if there was something recouped there. And there could be.
Hmm.
If it's a grant, it could be an administration time.
So you're saying you're okay with telling the committees, we'd like you to come in at less than a 3% increase,
Of spend.
yeah, expenditures.
And for committees that generate revenue, I personally would like to see a 5% increase.
So that's sort of unofficial, no motion, just unofficial guidance to the committees as they think about the budget for next year.
It's kind of a weird request
not-
to me.
Isn't it?
It's kind of
I-
a weird request to me. They're just volunteers. I don't understand.
Here's an example. I drove from Burlington to Johnson a couple weeks ago. Cambridge Recreation was out doing a coin drop on Route 15. That makes a lot of money very quick. Is that an unreasonable request for Rec to try? I'm not picking on Rec,
But I don't, how do we know it wasn't their paid employee that was, or like doing that?
because I know the person that was out there,
Okay.
which is avid on Rec. That's great for them. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom here.
No, I think.
At a certain
increasing
point-
Revenues, we should really look at, because we know that tight budget time's coming, so.
At a certain point, if we only ever increase spend, I think the taxpayers will have an issue at some point.
And I think, if I understand, your concern was that that when those requests come in, they are not automatic, that we are going to look at the entire budget. And maybe those requests need to be revised downward. Maybe,
Maybe.
yeah.
But each committee and whatnot group, they would create revenue for whatever things they want to do. So they'll just do that on their own. I don't know why we have to say that. They'll just do that on their own if they want to do that.
The small committees, yeah. Pick a committee that's not beautification.
Conservation Commission?
Of course you did, right? They wanted us to pay for a survey of the Gomo lot, and that's a reasonable and just thing to ask. I'm not cracking on it.
Mhm.
And they, without a doubt, said it was gonna cost what, Peter? Conservation Commission is also not a revenue generating committee, but
Yeah, so the best number I can give you for a full survey was $10,000. we could also, if we could get someone to give us a first step, we could start with the line that's in question. And that would be considerably less, but that still involves research downstairs. So that line is probably going to be more expensive than other lines.
Yeah, and so I'm just using
But
this
that's
as an
okay.
example. I didn't
Yeah.
pick conservation, and you're not a revenue generating committee.
Mhm.
By the way, no committees actually generate revenue. They all do
There's
spend, but
their purpose.
is it difficult for the Conservation Commission to try to think about a way of raising money?
I don't know. That's their that's their mission if they want to do that.
So we have thought of ways to raise money for the Conservation Reserve Fund.
Wonderful, great, and that's the reserve fund of the town, and we could show some revenue coming in if we needed to spend $10,000, maybe we spend 9
Mhm.
or something. But you've thought about it.
Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how hard and fast we can be, but I don't think it's unreasonable to ask an entity that has revenue generating ability, like some that we've already mentioned, to look for a way to increase their revenue by 5%. I don't think that's, maybe they look at it and they say, hey, we've made our best effort and we just can't see how we can come up with 5%. Okay,
It's fine.
but I don't know what soccer fees cost. But if
Unreasonably cheap.
if a registration is $10, can it be 11?
Sure. That's 10% increase.
Should walk into that.
Yeah.
Look at your 10. No, for rec, there is a system in place for helping out people that need.
Yeah.
I do believe the kid.
Yep.
That their families need some financial assistance, should have access to rec. I'm not saying close the door to children in need. I'm saying, when's the last time those fees changed?
Uh-huh. That's
Well,
valid.
why don't we invite our rec coordinator to talk to her about it?
She could come in for her portion of the budget, for sure. I mean, she's a direct report to Tom,
Mhm.
but we could certainly ask questions.
I just don't think it
But
fits
getting back
enough
to-
committees.
Go ahead.
I don't think it fits enough committees to send out an email to all of them saying increase your revenue by 5%. Like,
If
I think-
possible.
I don't know. It's just,
Well, would we send an email out to all committees or just committees that have a revenue line?
Probably just the committees that have revenue lines.
Yeah.
Minus the 2 that are already net zero. But we do pay for mowing of Legion Field. And there's still expense, is my point, that the town picks up. I'm not asking that to be covered, but trying to recognize net zero is still costing the taxpayers money to even have the field.
Except if it wasn't mowed,
It'd look
the
horrible.
taxpayers across the street would be complaining.
It'd look horrible. I'm not, I think what they do is great. My point is there's expense everywhere you turn.
Yeah.
Hey, can we get back to Tom's request here? Because we're off on your tangent.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of them per budget.
This request, if I'm reading it correctly, is to ask the committees not to come in with a expenditure greater than 2.8% increase over last year, I think. Is that correct? Is that how you guys read it?
Sure.
Do we want to do that? Is that necessary? Is that desirable?
I guess I don't know what the typical requests are, so it's hard for me to like. Are the other committees asking for a lot? I don't know.
Our committees are usually pretty reasonable.
Okay.
I mean,
So he's
looking at
just-
it seems like there was must have been some discrepancy last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I think it was in January. We had the full budget in front of us.
And
We're looking at a decent sized tax increase.
you had to go back and drop some of the committee budgets.
No, we didn't actually. We just applied more surplus to reduce taxes.
Okay, so again, I guess I'm
Wait.
failing to see the reason for this paragraph, so I would suggest you wait. Let Tom explain it next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
have
can
him,
get persuaded.
have him get budgets from the committees for next meeting. With them trying to be conscious of cost increases, and then he can explain that. I don't wanna
Okay, so-
I don't want him to come back with nothing next meeting for budget.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna say, so we need this committee information for the next meeting.
Not if we had highway and the office stuff and rec.
Okay, let's focus on the other stuff first then.
It's nice to have everything. Just take one meeting and go through everything about highway and then take another meeting and go through all of highway.
Okay.
We haven't done that the last couple of years, but
Well, if you said they're
we're just gonna get
reasonable,
back to that this year.
if they make reasonable requests, then I don't know why we're throwing out a percentage to them. They already make reasonable requests. Let's just ask what they want their budget to be.
Sure, plug it in.
I'll make a motion. So we
Oh.
ask them to what they want their budget to be. Without a percentage.
The,
Wonderful motion. Is there a second for that one, or is it gonna die?
You had a question or not comment?
just, he follows the 2.8% with, this will allow the administrator and the committees to draft a strong budget for the 11/17 meeting. I get the impression he's talking about having something of a draft budget for that next meeting.
Right.
Therefore, it would help if the committees all gave us theirs.
Yeah. That's what my motion was.
Without the percentage guidance.
Mhm.
Motion dies for lack of a second.
Ugh.
How about just have them get us their budgets?
That's what I said.
And we reserve the right to look at them once we have a full budget in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay. You good with that, Paul? Much of an option, we're moving on.
Motion passed without getting it passed.
Yeah.
All right, somebody want to make a motion for the town highways for meeting minutes?
Sure. I move that we reclassify town highway 21, 22, and 23 from class 4 highways to legal trails.
I'll second.
Motion a second, further discussion. This just didn't make it into the recording for a previous meeting because I think we were having technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Technology
Yeah,
difficulties.
part
Yep.
of the recording. Made this motion, I assumed that you just did it in executive session with that.
No, we did it in public session, but I know that there was like the Zoom problems.
Yeah, there were like multiple different recordings and that was one of that.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Two more items. You want me to go first or you?
Go first.
Okay. Jason, I talked with him today and he would like the board's permission to contact Viking to get a belt slot for truck 20 that we haven't ordered yet, but they're 36 months out or something like that. Rosemary?
Any money involved?
I don't know. That could be a contingency of the board. Seems like I asked that question.
what
but
was the ask? Sorry, Sarver.
Jason would like the board's permission to contact Viking, who does the truck bodies, not the truck frames and cabs, to get a build slot for the next truck that's on order. which is supposed to be replaced after July 1, but probably because of the build slot will be pushed out for a while.
Okay, so just be clear, this is a truck we haven't yet ordered.
No, but
No, we
remember
haven't ordered it, or
no, we have not.
Okay.
Jason's saying that the issue that we're having with
We should order the body first.
Clark's right now is still an issue in the industry. And he'd like the board's permission to get a build slot. I don't want to spend money right now. If it's free to get a build slot, or if it's a $100 slot fee or whatever, that's fine, but I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for a build slot 36 months from now.
So let me ask, last time we bought the truck and the body together. Is that
Yes.
common?
Since I've been on the board, but Rosemary could.
We have pushed them separately.
In the past. That one, Fairfield was around, yeah. So since they've been going with this bodybuilder,
There.
they've been purchasing them together. But a previous one, they were purchasing separately.
So the only potential downside is that with limited options to buy the package deal, if that was a better deal in the future,
Yeah.
but
I don't know if the package deal is ever really that much of a better deal. Like this last round, Clark's quoted us exactly what Viking quoted us.
Okay.
I said Clark's Allegiance.
so how do we address this, not knowing what the costs are?
I think we could empower Jason to get information on a build slot, and if it doesn't cost anything, you could schedule it for October of 27,
28, 29?
28, whatever. There's no cancellation fee, no penalty for not billing, no fee for holding. I don't see the downside for the town. If it's just a, hey, we have a rotation, we want your next slot, when's it gonna be? Then we could ask a highway foreman to work back on when you order the truck, and it would be purchasing them separately, but the timing would all be on the highway foreman instead of on the truck sale company, which didn't work out great this last time.
I'm good with that plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's looking ahead. I think it's a smart idea. I guess since we don't know the timeline, we don't know the cost, it seems like we're basically asking him to get information. And come
Yep.
back to us. Is that
Yeah.
done?
Okay, Adrian, your item.
So mine was just seeing if it's okay to post some things on our social media and our website. So the first thing was, is it okay if I make a Facebook page that is connected to the town for the Johnson Jubilee, so we can post marketing things?
Is it okay if you make a Facebook page for Johnson Jubilee? Why do you have to ask the board's permission?
I don't know. I don't know if I
That-
have to.
That
then.
one's odd because our social media policy allows committees to form their own Facebook page.
It's not a committee though.
That's the odd part.
Yeah.
It's a select board member forming page for an
That's
entity
okay,
that
it's a
does
select
things
board
in
member.
town. That's not a town committee. It's not actually governed by the town.
I have no problem.
Social media
being a
policy.
separate private citizen contributing to the Johnson Jubilee effort.
I trust that she'll do well. I'm just stating that it doesn't fit in social media policy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess.
Am I gonna stay up late at night? Probably not, because the Johnson Jubilee as an independent entity could go do their own thing anyways.
Mhm.
freedom of speech.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just connected to the town one because with the town one, you can invite like all the people that already follow the town one to that page. So we're able to gain more followers that way.
Okay, help me out here.
Don't love it.
Your the Jubilee Facebook page would be somehow linked to the town
Yeah, like
page.
when you have a profile, you can create a bunch of different pages. Like you can create a business page for yourself, you can create an organization page, but it's all like linked to your profile. And we have a profile. Yes.
I like it a whole lot less since you said that, just individually. I'm just one board member.
I don't know what you mean.
Using the town's friend list, contact list or whatever. For a non-town entity to invite people, I hope the Jubilee does well. I don't.
Well, it's town sponsored.
It is, for sure. So on the town Facebook page, we could say, Town of Johnson has sponsored the Jubilee, please go check out the Facebook page at X. That's it. In my comfort level, I'm not telling you what you're allowed to say.
Mm-hmm.
You say sponsor, did we sponsor the Jubilee
Yeah,
monetarily?
no, they pulled down some,
She got a grant.
yeah,
So we're sponsoring it how?
Well,
insurance and
Yeah.
filling out the permit for the parade, which is starting at the school, I think, on town property.
So it's a town function, and it's a town supported.
Yes,
Function.
historically, it was Johnson Works, which was an independent 501c3 that did it.
Yeah.
And the town, correct me if I'm wrong, Rosemary, sponsored the events, so they could have insurance back in the day. Historically, it was a separate entity.
Yeah, I know. This is Kyle's last year running it like by herself completely, and that's another reason we really need to do restructuring for committees so that we have an event committee to take over running it. But
I'm
Yeah.
thoroughly comfortable with linking a Jubilee page to the town page.
okay, you good, Paul?
So
Okay. Then the other thing is, so me and Paul and a group of other people met with SLR to do, because they're doing flood modeling map, right? Yeah, so we did like a bunch of site visits, but when we were talking to them, they mentioned that it'd be nice if we had a way to send them videos and photos of previous floods to gather data and like look at the photos and videos and things. So I made a submission form where they can upload photos and videos, whoever can. So are you guys okay with me posting about that submission form for people to upload videos and stuff too?
As long as it goes on a town drive, it's public record.
It'll go on a Google Drive at first. I can move it there once I close submissions.
Right. Out in the middle of nowhere, Beth did this
Oh, she did?
in 2023,
Oh,
in July. I could ask her that.
okay. That'd be great. I can forward that. Then,
Did you want older photos of different floods?
yeah, I was gonna gather some, just like all the floods and whatever people have.
The Historic Society doesn't have a plethora of photos.
I don't know.
The
They
22nd?
never respond when I ask for it. What'd you say?
Historical Society has, I think, quite a few from the 27th.
Okay. All right. I'll reach out.
part of their idea is they take the antecedent rainfall and all the conditions of any given flood, they run their model, see what it predicts, and then they compare that to the images.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how well they did. That's the way they calibrate.
Yeah.
So it'd be helpful.
I have no problem with somebody willing to share a photo.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. And then the last thing is, I made a survey for seeing what the community thinks about how they want green spaces to be used in Johnson after they go through the FEMA buyout process. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at that, but I'd like to post that before the Legion Field meeting and the Sterling Market meeting so that we can pull from that data.
Have you talked with Jesse about this survey?
Yeah, I sent it to him and Paul before I sent it to all of you. I don't think he had a chance to email me back, but I'll wait until.
You're just doing like a Survey Monkey thing or?
Oh, it's a Google survey thing. Yeah.
I think more information is better. I think it's, the only concern I would have is that, for example, if we adopt visioning, Du Bois and King's already had their first meeting, they're coming back with information from that first meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't really throw a whole bunch of new stuff at them and say, do this instead.
Mm-hmm.
But to get more information from the citizens as to possibly uses, yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, and I want to print these out too and have them like in the entrance of the municipal building too, for people to turn if they want to do paper instead.
Sure.
Okay.
Is that all of it?
Yep.
So you know what?
Executive session,
What?
is that a holdover?
It's a placeholder, I think.
What, the old business? Oh, there's no executive session. It's a place to look.
Good.
Being no further business, meeting adjourned at 9:09. Thank you, everybody. I'm really upset. Like we lose the crowd. They come for
Right.
they come for what they want to be here for, and then they leave.